Hey guys, it's Mia again. Just to remind you, I'm creating these videos for your use and for your knowledge. Just teaching you guys and giving you reminders of what you might have already learned in class or what Etheridge might have already taught you. And if not, then today in this video, I'm reviewing what a good LD case looks like, at least in my terms, to my limit of skill, to what a bad LD case looks like. And this is basically just formatting. We will talk about what a bad LD case looks like versus a good one in terms of structure. But in terms of what a bad and a good LD case looks like, these two are my references. So even though I'm going to be using two different resolutions, as I'll state again, this is for just the look of the case, not the structure. If we want to do the structure, we will learn that through making our own cases and through working together on cases. But for now, this is just the look of the case, how you're going to format your case. So this resolution, and I think they're both affirmation. This resolution is public colleges and universities in the United States ought not to restrict any constitutionally protected speech. And this one is civil disobedience in a democracy is morally justified. Now, if you looked at this National Speech and Debate Association, you would have noticed that this resolution right here is on the website, or has been on the website since last year, for the novice topic. So see, it's here again, and it's always there. It never changes. Anyways, these are the two cases that we're going to be looking at. So first, to look at a good example. So a good example is, for example, this one, which I compiled while doing LD in December of 2016. So as you can see, many things are bolded. Now, I will be going over the bolding of different things because it's very important that we bold specific things when we read them. For example, we don't want to we want to make sure that this is the resolution. We don't want to say that resolved is in the resolution or of the is in the resolution. But just we want to make sure that specific words are in a specific category. For example, we bold this because this is the resolution, and we don't want to confuse any of our opponents or the judge. We also highlight headlines. So, for example, we would highlight value or value criterion. We would highlight, underline it, and make it in a bigger font. We would also highlight and underline in evidence pieces, in cards. So, for example, if we see in this one, specific information is highlighted, is bolded, and underlined. Now, this is very important because this information is going to be what you're reading. Now, you post the whole paragraph because if your opponent states that they want to see your card, of course you have to let them see this piece of evidence because in your debate. So you keep the whole paragraph so they can read the whole of it and get the gist of it, and they're not confused, or that you're saying you're discluding information. But this is also for you, reminding you what this warrant means. But you bold and underline these parts, meaning that you read these parts. You say, my value criterion is freedom of speech. Proving this, Rediger, usually would say the last name, Rediger from Free Speech in Central to Our Dignity as Humans in June of 2016 states, and then you state what's bolded and underlined. So we bold and underlined, as I already went over, for headings and for important stuff that we need to read. So usually we bold and underlined, as I'll state again, titles and warrants. So as you might see, the introduction to contention 1, freedom and constitutionality, is in normal format. So we would just read that out, and it's not underlined or bolded because it's not part of any warrant. So now if we compare it to this case, nothing is underlined. It's bolded, which is, it's simply not enough, because in a debate you're looking fast, your mind is going like 10 miles an hour, and you need to be directed specifically to what you need to read at the moment. And at the moment you can't be stopped because your time, again, is limited. So as you can see, I didn't underline any of the definitions. I didn't underline contention. See this contention 1? I don't even see that from here if you scroll really fast. I didn't underline value criterion. You can't see this I couldn't see this from here. I didn't underline value or bold it. It's important to underline and bold. And then for the evidence pieces, this is just totally wrong, because I did underline it, but I didn't bold it. And we're going to talk about in a few minutes how to format cards. So as I hope you see, the cards in here are formatted differently from the public colleges case. It's put in boxes. It's very neat. You can see where the cards are. But in this one, I just put a statement, my claim, my warrant, and then I use this little one to refer to who this is by, and I even refer to a link. Now that's not the proper way to cite a card. If you need more explanation on this, it's very some people don't understand how to really use a card. They don't understand, well, why can't I just use URLs? That seems to explain the entirety of it, if it's .com or .edu. But in reality, you need to have the person's name, the article's name, the time, and most ideally, the importance of the person, just their credibility, or where you got this study from. This case, the civil disobedience case, does not do that. It just doesn't do that. Another flaw with this case is that it doesn't box its warrants, or it just formats its warrants totally wrong, because I'm guessing that this is the warrants, and then this is the little number that they use to refer to. But what if you want to give this to your opponent? Yes, you understand, but they just see this as a bunch of paragraphs and a bunch of text, and you don't want them to take the whole time of the round and take your precious time in debating to look over your case. And you also want to make it easy for the opponent so there's no confusion. Now, if we look at the good case for the public colleges, we can see that we can see that each warrant is put into little boxes. It doesn't matter if it's just observations on definitions, that's put into little boxes. Just anything that's quoted is put into boxes. And in a warrant, the first thing you state is, for example, the author, the study that's from, and the time that it's from. So as you can see, there's many little boxes. Some of them are with many texts. This is boxed. This is boxed. See, this is a good example. This warrant right here is a good example of why we need to underline stuff and why we need to box stuff. Because if we weren't doing that, you would have to read this whole thing, and that would take up so much time. But since you've bolded it and underlined it, then you know what to read and you know what to do. But then on this side, as I stated previously, it doesn't have, it just states it. It just, in parentheses. And you need to make it just easier for your opponent. So, so this is a very basic, example of a bad case and a good case, again, in terms of format, not in structure. In structure, we would have to, again, compare the same resolution, which we're not. This case, in terms of structure, is okay. I mean, it gives evidence. It gives the three things: claim, warrant, impact. Okay, it gives a little spiel in the beginning. It supports it well, but it's just not formatted right to what most debaters do. And there is a format on Word document, or I have Pages, but there's a format on Word document where you could save a specific format of document where it will keep it like this. It'll keep it like affirmation on the top, contention. It'll keep it like this, so you don't have to create it and format it each time. So that's always convenient. Again, we are only comparing just how it looks, the format of it, not structurally. Structurally, you will have to delve into when we're talking about case structure and when we try to make our own case for our first LD topic, which comes out on August 8th. So again, I'm Kimia Shamsian, the LD leader, and the next video that we will come up is how to create cards, how to where to get specific warrants, and how to format cards, and I'll go more into detail how to do these cards. So yeah, until next time.